What if our textbooks are wrong about the atom? An extract from the interview between Prof.Ilija Lakicevic and Tim Sanders from Omnia, where we show evidence that the atom is a torus field of light. One of the other things is that, that a lot of people often criticize Walter Russell for being kind of like an artist, or all of his theories being sort of fantasy but not really proven. But what I like about what you tell us is that there are lots of examples that we can give whereby his theories are actually visible. And this is one of them. So please talk us through the particle concept.
I have found measurements in science and interpreted them properly, and they confirmed also with their measurements the right concept of particle, atom, and cell light ring spinning around centering 0 point. So here you have a gas discharge, small vacuum tube evacuated and fill the working gas, and then attached to the voltage. Cathode on the left is minus, anode is plus, and then what you see here, according to science, here is a cathode. There must be shooting electrons, some balls on spheres, but you see here clearly light rings. There are no electrons like imagined in science, because electrostatic unit of charge is nonsense. Electrostatic means motionless motion, because static is magnetic, electric is motion, electrostatic doesn't go together. And generally in science, there is a wrong belief that there is always smallest quantity of everything, of electricity, of charge is an electron, of thought is a tachyon, of light is photon. That is not true. There is no that smallest quantity. So here we see clearly that particle is a light ring. Go further to the next slide. Here, company DuPont in Chicago 50 years ago recorded atom of tungsten magnified 2,700,000 times. And what we see here, hexagonal structure. There are no electrons around. The center here, I have magnified on the left and tried to count photons and protons and neutrons. There are no protons and neutrons. You see, the scientific concept of atom is confirmed by their measurements. That is wrong. That's not correct.
And also, there's space in the middle, right? Rather than the nucleus.
I magnified here on the left. Yeah. Count protons and neutrons here. Magnified 2,700,000 times. Nothing to see.
So, like you said earlier, it's the inverse of the scientific concepts that we see in our textbooks are an inversion of the truth. At the center of the atom is not the matter; it's actually empty space. And then you have the light ring forming around that magnetic still point at the center.
And then cell concept. Here is a dark field microscopy, red blood cells. On the left side, you see wonderful light rings with your eyes under microscope. In medical science, they don't talk about it. They call it illness. They call it sickle cells. But what they see under the microscope here, light rings. Red blood cells, when blood is balanced, when body is balanced, when it is healed, then they are sickled, they are destroyed, unhealthy. And they have their measurements confirm the right concept, but they interpret it wrongly. But that's why I'm here. Pay attention to it and say, light rings, we see it clearly measured by scientific instruments.
What's really interesting, I love this picture because it just tells us so much, and it's really profound. But as you can see, within this torus field of light, which makes up the blood cell, there's an empty space in the middle, and at the center of that empty space is that magnetic still point, the 0 point, and that holds the electric current of the blood cell in place. And then taking that one step further, the atom or the blood cell is effectively compressing itself into a blood cell, isn't it? And then it's expanding out to the ether, right? So it's going through that alternation or that interchange between the compression and the expansion, the making of the cell and then the expansion of the cell. So
that's not an exception, because that is the case with every piece of matter. Every atom is compressed and then expanded, but the frequency, the rate of compression expansion by an atom is around 500-600 gigahertz, billions times per second, and we cannot perceive it with our eyes, and we perceive this as a solid matter. It is not. It is created and decreated 600 billion times per second. But the secret of creation lies in the volume. The small volume, the huge volume of space is compressed in small volume of matter. But the rate of that compression expansion frequency by an atom is of the order of a few hundred gigahertz. The universe is of few billions, many billions of years for just one sequence expansion compression.
So that's amazing. And what we're looking at on the left is a very healthy blood cell, because there is balance between the magnetic still point and the light ring. And there's also rhythmic balanced interchange between the compression and the expansion sequence. Therefore, we get really healthy cells. But when that relationship is compromised, the relationship between the magnetic and the light ring, then you get all of these ugly malformed cells that we can see on the right. In that case, you've got the opposite of that rhythmic balanced interchange. You've got all of the sequence between the compression and the expansion is all distorted, isn't it?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Then I decided to make a measurement and confirm that what was missing by Walter. That was a mental concept, the right concept of atom, of cell, of particle. And I made a simple measurement. I took distilled water, put sodium chloride, because it's a balanced entity. And I knew that in the very center, still point is in geometric center. And I put two electrodes in the very center and measured zero potential. Motionless, no motion in the very center. Confirmation that that point is a 0 point. And then I moved one electron out of the center and the other one left in the center and measured the electric voltage. So, and then radially, and on the ring, copper ring immersed in there, and radially, I found everywhere electric current, which is confirmation that this 0 point is a source of these light rings which are spinning around it, and that is electric current. Wow. It's amazing. I demonstrated in Amsterdam, in Hilversum, by the Global Bank Conference. I immersed in water just a copper ring and made with multimeter, measured with multimeter difference in electric potential between the center and the copper ring electric current. Nobody in science can explain that with the official concept of electric current, atom, electron, and everything else, only with the light rings.
We started off talking about the appreciation that Terence Howard had for Walter Russell, but you've actually taken Walter Russell's theories and now experimentally proven that that is the case, right? That it is a fact that there's a magnetic still point at the center of the atom, and then the light ring borrows the energy from that magnetic point to spin itself into an electrical torus field of light. And that's what we're missing from Walter Russell's books, is the actual evidence and the proof that that is the case.
Yes, it's true. That's I'm a little bit crazy because, okay, that's a simple experiment. Everybody can repeat it and can improve. And finally, look, NASA recorded in the universe light rings. You have, see on the big scale, on the right side, light rings, first, second, third, in the middle, sun. That's absolute proof.
Yeah.
They published this picture without knowing that we can use it as a proof for the right atom concept. They wouldn't have published it either.
Whoops, we accidentally showed everyone.
We love them. We thank them. We love them.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. You explained that in details for your audience, and I thank you for that. You got it right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So anyone that wants to really understand the relationship between the 0 point and the light ring can pause this and come back to it later. But that's effectively everything that Dr. Laki has taught us in one slide, which I think is really profound.